It wasn't that long ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago, you could buy 10 pounds of ground hamburger for $31. Now it's currently about $45 for 10 pounds. Many of my followers and myself probably remember when hamburger used to be 35 cents a pound. And many of us have seen the videos posted on social media by the cattle ranchers complaining about the meat packers overcharging people. Tyson Foods has announced its closure of a major beef plant amid ongoing industry scrutiny. Tyson Foods, one of the big four meat packers dominating the U.S. beef market, announced plans to permanently close its large beef processing facility in Lexington, Nebraska, effective January of this coming year, 2026. Stick with me. I'm going to jump into more details about why they're closing and this scrutiny that they're now undergoing. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you very much for joining me. I want to give a shout out to those of you that have recently either bought me super stickers or cups of coffee or sent in PayPal donations. Dr. Haddock, Terry, and Linda and Larry. Thank you so very much. God bless you. You are angels in disguise. The Tyson plant in Lexington, Nebraska employs about 3,200 workers and processes roughly 5,000 cattle per day, approximately 5% of the nation's total beef processing capacity. It is located in a key cattle feeding region, and Tyson cited dwindling U.S. cattle supplies, the lowest in nearly 75 years, as a primary reason, driven by years of herd reduction, while the ranchers are losing their butts, going broke for what Tyson and the other meat packers pay them for the cattle. This closure will exacerbate existing supply constraints, potentially pushing retail beef prices even higher for consumers during the holiday season and beyond. The decision to close the plant just 2 weeks after President Donald Trump publicly accused major meat packers, including Tyson, of illicit collusion, price fixing, and price manipulation to artificially inflate beef prices. In a November 7th post on X, formerly Twitter, Trump directed the Department of Justice, DOJ, to launch an immediate antitrust investigation into the industry, emphasizing protection for American ranchers from the majority foreign-owned meat packers that he claims are jeopardizing the nation's food supply. The White House highlighted the Big Four's control of 85% of U.S. beef processing market, up from 36% in 1980, with JBS Brazil-based as the largest player. In October of this year, Tyson and Cargill settled a federal lawsuit which cost them $87.5 million over allegations of inflation beef prices by restricting supply. On November 7th, Trump ordered the Department of Justice probe into meatpacking for price fixing. A Tyson executive was hired or appointed to oversee the USDA meatpacking oversight. Yeah, and it did draw criticism from the ranchers. It's like having a fox guard the henhouse. On X, reaction ranged from ranchers' frustration over Tyson's USDA ties, and there's been calls to fire the ex-Tyson appointee, and accusations also of the closure being retaliation against Trump's probe. I tell you, the price of beef has gotten so high. If I had a backyard and I lived out in the country, I would buy me a calf and I would put it out there just to beat this inflation. Years ago, I had a friend who had a cattle ranch. It's not that hard to raise cattle, give them their vaccinations and things like that. I don't know what the price of feed right now is, hay or whatever, straw. But yeah, they're really easy to take care of. And then the added benefit would be all the manure I would have for the garden. Tyson maintains that the company's decision is purely operational. I don't buy that for a minute. They say it's unrelated to the DOJ probe and is offering incentives and relocation support to affected workers. Over 3,000 of them? Give me a break. This isn't the first federal scrutiny of the industry. In 2020, amid COVID-19 disruptions, the Trump administration opened a similar probe into price spreads, but it stalled upon the Biden administration despite congressional pressure. Rancher groups like Our California USA and the National Farmers Union have filed lawsuits alleging anti-competitive conduct, resulting in settlements totaling hundreds of millions of dollars since 2019. The probe coincides with policy shifts. Trump lifted a 40% tariff on Brazilian beef imports in early November of this year to ease the shortage, drawing ranchers' ire over favoring foreign competitors. Beef prices still surged 16% wholesale this year, according to USDA data, with live cattle futures volatile. Well, also, too, they got that screwworm that could be imported into our country from not just Brazil, but be from also Mexico. As of today, November 23rd, the probe is in the early stages with subpoenas likely issued. I say if you got someone that you know that might be a cattle rancher or know someone that does know someone, buy it directly from them. I did do that one year. I bought a half of a beef, and then when I went to buy another half, they got a little greedy. They were going to charge me as much as what the store was charging for the half of a beef. So if you do that, yeah, be careful. Do your homework. Find out what cattle prices are actually going at the auction and realize that, yeah, a lot of it you lose, the hide, the bones, different organs that you won't be using, things like that. So from hoof to actual meat that you would have in your refrigerator or freezer, you lose roughly 55% to 60% of what they consider live weight between, the farm gate and the meat counter. A steer that may weigh 1,400 pounds typically would give you about 550 to maybe 620 pounds of actual take-home meat. And that would include steaks, roasts, ground beef, etc. As I end this article, I want to show you what they're getting. This is Fort Pierre, South Dakota, and it shows the head, the weight of the animal, and the prices that they're getting. Okay. Um, Now these would be probably just calves. Of course, it looks like for the weight, which would be 336 pounds, and they're getting $465 average price. For heifers, which would be, if you look at the weight now, those would be fully grown heifers, 1,033 pounds. They're getting just $280 for for those animals. It's outrageous what you're paying in the store. I'll give you a link to this page and you can look up different states, but this is South Dakota. And again, this would be live, as they call it, still on the hoof before butchering, transportation, the packaging, meeting, all that, live on the hoof. And these ranchers currently there are only getting $251 per head of cattle. So this is Fort Pierre. Let me check out one other one. Let's go to Mobridge. Average price is $382.50. Now they had an average weight of 592 pounds, so those are not full grown. And we got different weight. You can see here. Yeah, it looks like a lot of them looks like they're getting rid of their herds, especially here because winter's coming. and they would have to feed them all winter. I don't see California listed. Let me check out, let's say Florida. All right, we got cows, which would be 1,030 pounds to 1,350 pounds. Um, Dressing, I guess they're already butchered. They're getting $154 dollars plus per pound. Let me know if I'm reading this wrong, but for I believe this is bulls, dressed weight, $185 per pound. Yeah, the if this is what I am reading, if this is correct, yeah, the ranchers are getting screwed. This here is Georgia. Okay, 550 pounds, a little bit larger, $312.05. If these prices are correct, yeah, maybe we should all go in together and go to the auction yard and buy, yeah, either a heifer or a bull. Maybe you know someone that's got a trailer that you can haul the thing in and um, hoist it up somehow, slaughter it, put it out on a large kitchen table and cut her up. So, what are your thoughts? Please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you.